What is the relationship between truth and awe, if any?
William James wrote about this, and it's a terrific question, and you're one of the first to really, probe that. James noted, and this has influenced a lot of the study of mystical experience, and then by implication, awe as well, because James had a lot to say about awe. And what he observed is, across religious traditions, this is in the Varieties of Religious Experience, early 1900s. He said, these mystical experiences where you feel conversion, a sense of conversion, which you could think about, QAnon and conspiracy theories or political conversion, have this sense of what he called noetic quality of like, this is true. When people do spirit medicines or psychedelics, they definitely are like, oh, I suddenly am seeing reality for what it is. And awe has that feeling to it. You really feel like, in part because of the process we've started to chart here, which is you see something about reality you don't understand. So you really work hard to understand it, and pow, you see it. Wow, all living forms are animated by, mitochondria or whatever it is, and I think for the most part, this is a tough empirical question. I don't know if it's an empirical question. Awe gets it right. Most of the time it's like, oh, now I understand what form of morality I care about through my reactions to music. But it can be led astray. It can be manipulated for sure. And, you think about cult leaders and the wild-eyed awe that people feel for QAnon, and conspiracy theories have that quality of like, I could put all these observations into one system and blow your mind. Like, oh my God, it all started in that pizza parlor. And so, I think John Haidt really got it right when thinking about the moral emotions or self-transcendent emotions like awe, which is they point us towards some sense of truth, and then social discourse has to, and reason. We have to like debate, as you know. That's what you do. And so we need both.
That's interesting, because one of the things
Yeah.
that comes up a lot in discussions I have is the difference between subjective and objective truth. And
Yeah.
your work as a scientist starts with
Yeah.
data, right? Which
Yeah.
sort of lends itself to this sense of this is true. I mean, one of the things that struck me about especially aesthetic awe,
Yeah.
how do you know what's true about this mountain or this cathedral and we saw this terrible tragedy with Notre Dame in Paris. Now we're seeing it being put back together, and in
Yeah.
a strange sort of way we're seeing the truth of this place in a
Yeah.
way that we never would have. And so this whole process that's another place where I'm seeing a lot of awe and sort of and collective effervescence, by the way.
Yeah. Pier Carlo Valdesolo has a nice study on that. Really elegant, that momentary feelings of awe. I start to see patterns in random sequences of digits. And most people immediately extend that to like, oh, feelings of awe. Suddenly like, I kind of like that conspiracy theory or whatever the case may be. It's a complicated issue, but I think that, part of what awe does in these different domains like aesthetics, which you referred to, is it says there are multiple perspectives upon any phenomenon. And I have this feeling of truth in the moment about what this painting tells me about war, right? Or whatever the case may be, or torture. And now I have to grapple with it, right? I just feel it's fundamentally true. And hopefully society has the mechanisms to democratically negotiate what we think to be true.
Right. And my truth isn't necessarily the truth. Or